Okay, so we're going to look at two things today. In particular, the main thing we're going to look at is on triggers and scene loaders. So if we go to our current scene, we've got movement, we've got jump, which is probably a little bit too much. We might decrease the jump a little bit. Just I feel like I should have done it earlier, but let's go character. Main. Let's make the jump force like a 5. And then save that. See if that's a bit more reasonable. There we go. A bit of a more reasonable jump. So we got movement. We got jump. Okay. Awesome. And so what we're gonna look at today is when I get to a location, so maybe the door of this pub, or maybe I make it up this hill and I make it to the church. I want something to happen. And so we're going to look at using on triggers and how that generally works, okay? So the first step to this is to create empty objects, okay? So now you can, the easiest way to do that is just to do, I'm going to create an empty and I'm going to call these triggers. And then I'm going to create a 2D object and it's going to be a square, okay? We're going to bring this square up here. We're going to make it the size of the door. And then I'm going to go to its renderer here, which is currently set to a white. And I am going to make it transparent. Okay? So now you can't see it. So the way I made it transparent, obviously, is I just played around with this alpha. That's this level of transparency, yep. So now it's transparent. Now I can add no rigid body required. We're gonna add I don't want to search. I just want to add physics 2D, and I want to add a box collider, right? So you can see we've got a box collider the size of the door right now. Now at the moment, if I press play, I come into collision with that, right? Can't walk past it. Now, if I go to this, we're going to go to this square, which is under triggers. I should have dragged it under. And we're going to maybe rename this pub door. And I click this is a trigger. Now, when I'm walking, you can see that I can walk through it. All good. Okay. So that's the first part, the first start to our. We have an object here that's technically a collision, but it's not acting as a stop. It's just detecting the collision and it's a trigger. So we know it's a trigger of some form. Okay, that way our players aren't bouncing off it or stopping on it, okay? Now, let's go through what to do next. So, of course, this is going to need to be scripted. So, let's come into our project. We're going to come out here to Assets, into our Scripts folder. Let's go up here first. I don't want to do that. And on this pub door, we're going... Actually, we could just add this to our player movement script, actually, if we wanted to. Which is actually not a bad idea. Anyway, okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it as you can do it either as a separate script, that's always there, or you can do it on your player movement script. Let's say it really depends on what you want the script to do. Okay, so if I wanted the player to have no choice in what happened, they just entered the pub automatically when they walked over the door. I might just put it on the pub door, or if this was actually like, I don't know, a spawn location or a health pack or something like that, the item is kind of like self-governing, right? But what I actually want to do is actually affect the player. And so we're going to come down to we're going to go to our player, and we're going to open up our famous player movement script. So this is a single script that does all of our player movement. Remember, my script's a little bit messy because it still has all of the, no, I should clean it up. It's got all the commented sections, which are old code that we were showing you the different ways of moving. But they're all grayed out now, so it's all fine. So remember, what we're doing is we're going to create a new void. We've got this on collision enter and exit, right? But now we're going to do a new type, which is going to be we can make it a public void, or we can make a void. We're going to do this on trigger enter 2D. Okay, so we're making a new one, which is an on trigger enter. Okay, and so let's start with a simple debug dot log, and we're gonna say okay. Oh, we can just go. We can say pub door. Okay, I can spell. I was gonna say you could name the game object, but it'll name the game object anyway. Okay, so if we press save now, this is a public void on trigger enter 2D with the collider 2D collision. Right, very similar to above, but just this time it's the collider. It'll auto fill out if you've done all the things right, like I've been doing. Okay, so debug.log pub door, right, and we're gonna hit save. So if we come into our game now, it's going to take a while, and we open up our console, and we press play. As I come across here, you can see I've got this, I've entered the pub door, and it's saying pub door. Can you see? Every time I come into contact with it, it's saying pub door, okay? So it's detecting that I'm coming into contact with it, okay? So this is our first step. We can detect it, right? So we can go over we can, where's my drag? I want to drag. We can do the same over here. So I can create if I click, if I want to create a 2D object, I want to create another square. We're going to call this church door. Right, well, here's our church door. We're going to zoom out a little bit. We're going to grab it. Oh, I'm really misclicking today, aren't I? I don't know what's going on with me. I'm going to grab it. I'm going to drag it. And we're going to move it over here to our church. I'm going to grab it. I'm going to resize it so it's the size of the church door. Now, just in case someone like jumps on it or something like that. I'm going to click on this part here, and on this alpha part, we're going to make it invisible. So now the church door is invisible. We're going to add a physics 2D box collider, and we're going to click is trigger. Okay, now this is important. At the moment, you'll notice if I walk my player up here, because the script is on our player, not on our each individual door, what's going to happen here is it's going to say pub door, okay? So if we want to differentiate, we have to do something a little bit more cleverer than that, okay? And so that's something to think about as well, okay? Yeah? So, you might want to do if, like we did up here, brackets, collision, can I spell that right? Dot game object dot You know, you could go name if you want. I'm going to go equals. And then what do I call it? Pub door. Is that what I called it? Let's just double check. Pub door. Yeah, and church door. You know, and then we can come down here and go like this. And then if collision dot game object dot name equals church door, come down a line, obviously, see, debug dot church door. Okay, now let's press save. Now if we come into our game, clear our thing and press play. If we move over here, we've got pub door. Now let's just make it, I feel like I get movements a little bit too slow. If we move up here, we've got church door, right? So we're now detecting the type of, the object we're making the trigger with, okay? Okay, so now the next step is to do something when we obviously come into collision. Because we don't want to just, you know, write in the console of the player if he's actually playing. Okay, we obviously want to do something more than just write debug.pub line. We want something to happen when they meet it, okay? So, one of the things you could do is you could stop your player from moving, right? So you could make them not be able to move from that point on. You could make them, and then like present some form of dialogue option. There are lots of things that you could do, right? From that point. And that's kind of what we first want to do. We want to do something. And the easiest thing that we're actually going to do, and what we're actually going to want to happen, is we're going to want to load a new scene, okay? So if we come into our project here, assets, and we save, and then we file new scene. Okay? Well, this is new. I didn't know that was a... create. Okay, so we've got our empty, you know, our empty scene. Okay? And we're not going to put it in... Oh, we'll put... we're going to create an empty 2D sprite. We're going to create a giant circle, okay? Just so that we know which scene we've got, okay? So we've got a circle scene. Yeah. We've got a circle scene. And we're going to file save as scenes. We're going to call this pub 1 or something. I don't know. And then we're going to go back to our scenes. We've got our sample scene. We're going to file save as scene. I feel like this scene should be called opening town 1. Okay, and then we're going to create a new scene, and we're going to call it church 1. Okay, so we've got 3 scenes. You know, if we double click on town 1, double click on pub 1, we double click on thing, and we're going to create a empty object here, which is no, we don't want empty. We're going to create a 2D object sprite that's a square, right? So we got a giant square. Okay. And the square is red. Okay? Because I can't remember if you can actually see the circle in the other one. So we've got a red and a white, right? Okay. So town. Save. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Save. So pub. You know, make it obvious. The pub's the blue one. The purplish one. The church. Save, yes. Church is a red. we've got the town, right? Come up here and we go into build settings. If we just drag them in, you see we've got let me just skip the, we don't want to build actually. We've got the scene 1 pub and they have these scene indexes to them, 0, 1, 2. Right, so you have to drag them in from your scenes in there, and now we've got them all set up like that. Right, scene 1, pub, church, okay? 0, 1, 2. All right, so now the next step. The next step. So we want to go to our script that we have, and we're going to add on a new, we're actually going to add something to the top for once. We're going to add up here, we're going to go up here, and we are going to add a new, up here, sorry. Up here, we're going to add using Unity engine dot scene management. Okay, so we're going to be using a new type of Unity engine. So once you've written, you have to make sure you write up the top. I'm just going to zoom in so it's nice and big for everyone. Using Unity engine dot scene management. Okay, save it. Close your script if you need. I like doing that. I don't know why. Then we come back into our scripts. Open up our super player movement script. And now. Okay, so let's come down here to our 2 here. So if, I need to remember which way I did it. Which way? Oh, I've already forgotten. What is it? Pub is 1 and church is 2. Okay, so that pub is 1, church is 2. Okay, so if we come down here now and we go, there's a couple of different ways you can do it. You can do it by creating a special like public, like void, like new public method, or you can just go scene manager dot load scene. So dot load scene, and then it takes and I can never remember whether this takes can you just use index? Can I go 1? I think I can. So I think it asks, you can give it a name, but I also think you can just give it a number. Okay, so I mean, if we just go, which is its scene index, right? So let's test to see if that works. So scene manager dot load scene, scene manager dot load scene 2. Press save. Come into here. That should be right. Let's hope. We press play. Purple. Press play. Up here. It's so slow to walk. Okay, so it's simple. So we're just basically using red. Okay, so if you remember, we go into a file, into our build settings. Red is the church and 1 is the thing. So that's one thing you could do, right? So you're basically on the trigger, you're loading. Oh, sorry, hit the mic again. So basically, you could have it so at the end you stay on the thing. You're using Ontrigger events to load the scene. I mean, that's the main thing I wanted to show you today. So that's how triggers work and how scene loader works. So you can get it to load scenes and stuff like that. I'll make another video later on a couple more things. So hopefully this helped and you enjoyed it.